Good evening. Hello, 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 ladies.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Rebecca.
Hello.
How are you?
All
We are
good.
fantastic.
How's been your Saturday, ladies?
Good. I would say good here in Perth. A little cold, but it's been really good.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think we've
Yeah.
had
pretty
a very
amazing.
good day. We've had a beautiful day in Melbourne. It's been sunny,
Oh, it
blue
was, yeah.
skies, so it's been pretty good. To all our audience, a very, very good evening to you and welcome. We are back again with Nash and Sharon. And yeah, we are happy to be back. Again together on our weekly Saturday lives. My name, of course, I'm Rujeko. I'm based here in Melbourne, Australia. I am a mom of two and a very, very happy, committed, and growing digital business owner. I will also give it to the floor for the ladies to introduce themselves. Let's start with Sharon.
Hello, everybody. As Rebecca said, always great to be back chatting with you guys on here. I'm Sharon, a mom of two, originally from Zimbabwe. And yeah, I reside here in Melbourne. And yeah, I'm looking forward to having a chat. Thanks, Rebecca.
Beautiful. Over to you, Nash.
Thank you so much, ladies. And hi, everyone. I'm Nashley, a proud digital business owner, a healthcare worker, and very excited to be here tonight and joining us in today's session. Thank you.
Yes, beautiful. Well, as some of you may already have known or seen, we actually did an event about probably a week ago with Sharon. Unfortunately, Nash, because you're based in Perth, you were not able to join, which was heartbreaking. But I think we just want to offer a bit of a reflection on our part on how we felt everything went, the experience, the impact, the opportunity that it actually opened, what we learned as well. I think it was something that was very impactful for us. And yeah, we just want to give a bit of a reflection. I don't know, Sharon, how do you feel? What was the feeling of everything at the Business Expo in Melbourne, Limbrook?
It was absolutely amazing. It was just a pure reminder that, women, a lot of women are looking for more than just a job. The
Mm,
showcasings of everything, everyone who was there,
mm,
simply amazing. The women,
mm,
the empowerment, each woman supporting each woman, and even the
mm,
people who are just coming in like regular people, having chats or asking questions.
mm,
Oh, the support was, yeah, simply ecstatic.
mm,
And having also the people from the council, the members of parliament, the mayor
mm,
come in. Oh, that was just, yeah,
mm,
over the top. It just sealed the whole thing. Is absolutely incredible. I loved
mm.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Nash, did you get to watch any of us? Were we popular on your channel at all?
So, girls, I must say, I was like, why am I not in Melbourne? But look, it was incredible to watch. It was inspiring. It was a reminder that, look, it's a lot of people out there who are basically looking for the very same opportunity,
Mm,
to explore what's outside of their box, what's actually, on the other side, if you're only willing to look and learn. And seeing
mm,
you girls, represent, you stood in for me as well. So I was cheering you on from here. And all those meetings with, with the mayor and everyone else who made it to, to your event. I thought it was definitely uplifting. And I'm sure a lot of people who were there also have the
mm,
same, appreciation that there actually are people who are out there, sharing that
mm,
there's spaces as this where we all come in and grow and learn
mm.
together and just make this life work. Hey.
Mm, mm,
So thank you
mm,
so
Mm.
much,
mm.
ladies. Yeah.
It was amazing. I think I think we had about 40 women there who were showcasing
Wow.
their different businesses or
Yep.
entrepreneurial skills, what they're offering to the community. And I think what made it very special for Sharon and I is we were the first entrepreneurs who were actually showcasing on digital business.
Yeah.
And what was amazing is everybody didn't know that such an opportunity exists. We
Yeah.
were even sharing with the mayor as well, and he was quite impressed. He said, "Okay, so what do you guys offer?" And we explained to him exactly, what our business entails, what it does, the systems, everything, and how we actually leverage online. And it was. I could say it was a humbling experience because they were sitting down to actually learn from us. How was that? That was
Wow.
just amazing.
Wow.
Oh,
Um, but it actually opened our eyes to a lot, and it actually brings us into the topic that we have today. Today we want to discuss about closing that income gap and being able to offer. We want to talk to you. If you're a lady, if you're a girl, if you're a woman, we want to talk to you. We want to encourage you about the opportunities that we actually have for you to create your own income without having to wait, on your paycheck. Or sometimes, I find, especially here in Melbourne, I don't know what it's like there in Perth, but it is a struggle just to look for a job. It's not the way
Totally.
it was when we initially came to Australia. And so you find in that waiting period, you still need to pay your bills, you still need to pay your mortgage, you still need to pay your
mm.
school fees. Nothing waits for you. And this is the offer. This is what we want to teach women, that there are opportunities that are there that you could actually leverage and use to create your own income. And one of the things that we actually learned is, we are very grateful as a nation here in Australia because the government does support women. They do support women. We now have, opportunities for women to stay home, while they're looking after their kids or after childbirth, and they are given, an opportunity to apply for, whether it's maternal leave or any other sort of income that they could use that they're being given, by the government or through the government. But irrespective of that support, irrespective of, that kind of option that we may have as women, in this nation, you find that the stats actually are showing that overall, women are still the most low paid income earners. So, irrespective of the support that we get, we know that even while you're home and you're actually uh, able to apply for whatever subsidy or whatever leave, the government is actually offering to even be contributing towards, your superannuation, that's your retirement funds. But irrespective, the stats are still saying that women are still below,
Yeah.
right? So we want to just sort of unpack, today's topic, just have a discussion on what are these points? Why is it, as women overall, we are still, you know less paid than men, despite, the support that we're even getting from the government itself. Why the struggle? Sharon, I don't know, what points would you have to share?
Oh, such an important conversation. Thanks, Rijeko. As women, once you give birth, naturally, it just changes the dynamics of things. So, and I'm not trying to downplay, yeah, anything. I think it's very important. Naturally, as women, we are maternal. We have a nurturing nature. And yeah, we look after the kids and do everything regarding family mostly.
Mm,
Um, and I appreciate that. And women should actually give a pat with themselves a pat on the back. They
yeah.
do an amazing job.
Mm,
But unfortunately, it is the way it is, I guess.
mm,
When we give birth, we have to take time off. So
mm,
you find once children come into play, you may have to reduce your hours to part time. Like I can resonate with this myself.
mm,
Being also a single parent, I had to dedicate time to look after the children, uh, just support them, be there for them, because
mm.
we know how it is. Once you have children, there needs to be someone really looking after the children. So I
Present,
had
yeah.
to reduce my hours to part-time work, and just so, and it worked for the family, but that also
Mm,
means my income went down, you know.
mm,
uh, and also not just the income part, also superannuation. Superannuation is more like a retirement money. I think in Zimbabwe they used to
mm,
call it NASA. So
mhm,
imagine you're not going to work. Obviously, your income has gone down. You're
mhm,
not contributing anything towards your retirement money. So it
mhm,
means also your retirement things can be a bit shaky there. Whereas
mm,
the husband or the partner still continues to work and build on
mm,
their, retirement funds, and their income probably is going up.
mhm,
So it's things like that. It's those things I can think of that get affected just um, when children come into play. But
mm,
of course, it's gotta be done. I'm not saying, it's just
mhm,
naturally like that. But yeah, those
mm,
are some of the things that sort of like just
mhm,
get affected by that.
mhm.
So I'll leave it at that, Rijeko.
No, that's true. That's a very good point there. It's yeah, when as women we give birth, we take time out naturally, or even when we have families, not necessarily when we have given birth, but even just the fact that you need to be a present parent, we take time out. And so naturally that will obviously cause a butterfly effect on the finances, affect, the contributions that we are making in our superannuation, affect the time itself, in the time away we are from work. And yeah, so that definitely is a big contributor there to us actually being paid a low income overall as a nation. Uh, Nash, what else do you think there? What would you think is another point?
Thanks so much, Jeko, and Sharon as well for sharing those important points. So I very much agree with everything that you ladies have shared so far, and as sad as it is, but it is life. That's sort of
Mm,
the nature and order of things, which have happened to most of us, mums and parents, or
mhm,
guardians who have the issue when you have kids. You naturally
mm,
have to scale back.
mhm,
So, in my point, I always think of how, in workplaces, even sometimes, even if you are working, it's a known thing where sometimes there's a lot of bias around women, whether, on how much we're actually putting into work, if
mm,
it equals to the wages we get paid.
mm,
Sometimes we just don't get paid enough as men do. Now,
mm.
that could go on for debate for another day because I know a lot of
Yeah.
people can have a lot of things to say about it, but it
Mm,
is known to say, look,
mm,
women naturally usually get paid a lot less than men do.
mm,
It could be that the amount of work is probably the same, but again, this is a reality of in most places women are paid a lot lower than it would have
mm,
been if it's men.
mm,
Now, whilst in saying that, we also have the other reason of guys have an opportunity to work maybe and sometimes in even jobs as well that women we don't get a chance to quite explore because sometimes being a mom and shared responsibility is where you gotta be, nurturing and mothering at home. And in
mm,
an economy of this day and time where everything's quite expensive, we are coming back to
mm,
the fact of maybe one income is not quite enough. One
mm,
income is not cutting it for your family. Then you usually now resort to look, I can't just let my husband, slave away and struggle to try provide for the family. So you
mm,
try step in to try match the rising cost of
mm,
living, and which
mm.
is why we usually say, look, I'll try help it, step in and
Yeah.
help. But then
Yeah.
even though you step in, you then end up stepping in roles that are, are suitable for you to still be able to do that school run that comes in at 2:30
Yeah.
in the afternoon. So even
Mm,
if you've dropped off kids here in Australia, for
mm,
instance, school starts
mm,
what, 8:30, I think, or
mhm.
the bell goes at
9.
8:40.
Yeah.
So the
Mm,
hours are very short. Which job,
mm,
if you're going to an employment where,
mm,
say, an office job, wherever, I don't know, you gotta be a boss, I guess, for you to
mhm,
say, look, I'll be in the office by 9:30 to allow
mhm,
for traffic and everything if you're driving.
mm,
So you're oftentimes running around, that clock in the morning where you gotta drop off the kids at school and then
mm,
make it on time to work
mhm,
and be also finished by 2 in the afternoon so that you can make it for 30, that is if you're driving even 30 minutes back to pick up the kids. So
mm,
that is a real problem there for most women,
mm,
that even in as much as they want to give their best, and as
mm,
life demands you to work more hours to earn,
mhm,
for that every hour of your day, you
mhm,
really can't put in as much hours. You're usually, in my case personally, my husband will work away, he's away for a week, he's at home for a week. That was causing I think a lot more problems for us, because you then
mm,
know that there's no other person who can back you up. So
mm,
everyone is running their own race and doing the best they know
mm,
with what they have. But
mm,
in having what we have as women, I find
mm,
that that is slowing down the progress in which we could all feel like we could do more. But you don't want to
mm.
do it at the back end of your kids suffering from not having, their parents at home, or their mom being
Present.
able to provide
Yeah.
a decent meal at the end of the day.
Mm,
And you gotta be there. You can't pull yourself, you can only pull yourself so much in different
mm,
directions, but it cannot quite work in the way you want
mm,
it to, not when you still are working for someone. So that makes it
mm,
all entirely hard for us moms, because you
mm,
now look for flexibility in a job. You want to still be able to even financially, you want to be able to contribute. I think many of us
mm,
want that feeling of, look, I can pay for this without having to ask my husband for money, or I can
mm,
buy this without, looking in the bank account. So that's
mm,
the issue that I find, a lot of us women have naturally as moms, or,
mm,
as caregivers who still want to still be financially free. So there is
mm.
those points for myself. That's what I would say. Thanks to Jekyll.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. So, Sharon, you looked at obviously what we call the motherhood penalty, where you take time out there. And Nash, I like how you're talking about, we are forced as women having to work part time.
Yeah.
Because of course we want to accommodate our family as well, so we end up being paid lower. And you also touched a little bit there on a very sensitive topic, which is, a bit of bias, or
Yeah.
discrimination in the workplace against women, which is rife. It's there and everybody knows. And I think generally you find that as women, the jobs that we actually do end up working actually really pay less. Not to say that we cannot work in masculine type of jobs, but you find that, somebody who's an engineer, or who works, the men that work on the roadside. I don't know what jobs.
Construction.
Maybe
Construction.
construction. Yeah,
Construction really pays well.
it does.
Truck driving, for example, it really pays well. So you find that such jobs that really pay high, men would go for, whereas women, we tend to be more comfortable working as a nurse, or we there are certain jobs that we take
Yeah.
that probably would
Daycares. Yeah.
generally, yeah, pay less, than men. So those are all, valid topics, I think, that work towards the reason why generally women are generally just pay less. But hey, the reason why we have come on today is because, we look at, everything that is happening in the world today. And here we are saying we are actually offering a digital business in I don't know how, tongue twister. A digital business opportunity. Let me skip that word. A digital business opportunity where it is flexible for you. It's a program that you can actually participate in, at this stage, because a lot of things are changing. At this stage, there is no need for prior experience, because there is training, there is coaching available for you. It's a work from home, it's a business that you actually put in your pocket, you take with you wherever you go. You fit it in into your schedule, you know. And what I love about it, guys, is it's a business that is legitimate. We have the full backing, of the government. It's registered business. You have to have an ABN number if you're operating it from Australia. Even before you sign the contract, there are certain documentation that you have to submit to show that yourself you are a legal entity here in Australia. So it's not just a feja type of business. It is genuine. It is very genuine. It is registered, and we are offering this opportunity that has full backing of the government. This opportunity to you to be able to fit into your schedule, and where you are actually, it's got your name tag, and you are creating your own income. You are creating your own income. I don't know, ladies, what other points can we share to women out there who are listening, especially in the diaspora, who are here in Australia watching us, probably still sitting on the fence? What else can we encourage them? How can we push them and make them understand that this opportunity is real and it's very legit? Anyone?
I guess
Any takers?
I get from my end, I can say learn new skills, guys. I know we've been trained to, think 9 to 5. I know we've been trained a certain way to say you go to school, get a job, get a house, whatever family, and then retire without experiencing the fullness of life, if I can say, you
Mm,
know. So just think outside the box. Don't be scared to learn new things. And it's not like learning we used to do back at home where it tests every week or whatever. I remember we had to write tests all the time. It's at your own pace, and with
mm,
support, you've got mentors and coaches to just help you through that training.
mm,
So don't be afraid to look into things. And sometimes just looking into information helps a lot, because
mm,
it makes you realize what's out there. Sometimes you're in a cocoon, you don't know what's out there, and you think, oh,
mm,
there's only one way of doing things.
mm,
So be curious enough to look into things, to
mm,
ask questions, and yeah, probably learn new ways of doing things. I
mm,
myself knew I needed another option because I
mm,
was working multiple jobs. I had to hand over my kids to someone else all the
mm,
time. We rarely had time to just sit and chat. And in this country, a lot of things go on. Kids that could pass you by, and kids could be are struggling, and you don't even know
mm.
it because it's
Yeah.
always work, work, work. So
Mm,
um, I stopped. Like, there's a time in my mind I made it up to say, this is not my life. I want to be there, to be a present mom, like Rejeko, you said earlier on.
mm,
I want to be there. And yeah, I just made it, thought of it, and I
mm,
followed through. Because
mm,
sometimes just thinking of things and not following through also keeps you stuck. So I
mm,
followed through and started looking. And that's how
mm,
I landed on this business opportunity. And honestly, now I'm growing in so many ways. I've got
mm,
time with the children. Schools, like Nashli was saying, simple school drop-offs. It may seem like something that's undoable because you are always busy. But now I drop
mm,
them off. I take them to
mm,
sports. We do
mm,
stuff together, stuff that
mm,
I couldn't do when I was working those multiple jobs. I'm there.
mm,
We sit down. I ask them questions. Is everything okay at school? They tell me what's happening. We discuss through things, which is simply amazing. So
mm,
be curious enough, guys, to ask questions, to look into opportunities. There are
mm,
opportunities out there.
mm.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Mm.
Mm.
Nash, any departing words?
Any For me, it would be permit yourself the change you need for a life that you want.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone is to tell you otherwise, that some things are too far fetched, or you think,
Mm,
you can't do this, like, oh, what is this that you want to start?
mm,
They don't live your life. They don't know the troubles you go through. They don't know half the things maybe that you actually aspire to be, that you simply haven't given yourself the permission to pivot into just that.
Mm,
So my advice to any mom or any, any girlies out there who want a nice soft life where you get to enjoy the actual day to day of your life without you stressing and worrying about where will my next bill be paid and what will be left in my account, then of course, this is a space where we're all coming in to learn. No one knows everything. Otherwise, if we all knew what exactly we're doing, I think everyone wouldn't have any problems. So we
mm,
are here to, guide, help, and also just share the word that there is indeed something we can all, lean into, be
mm,
able to learn and adapt to the new reality where the world is going quite digital. So don't be left behind, and
mm.
and don't say we didn't tell you. So
That's
thank you
it.
so much, Jacob.
That's it,
That's it.
guys. That's
Yeah.
it. That's what we have for you to get tonight. All we're saying in a nutshell is instead of thinking job, you've got an opportunity, think business, think entrepreneurial, work with your hands,
Ownership is the
100%
help.
possible. Yes, yes, yes. From me and the girls, enjoy your night and we'll see you next time. God bless.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yes.